Hi, and welcome along to the best of enemies.
My ball's black. Hey, stop. I'm going to jump off.
Hey, you're looking trim though. What have you been in the
Well,
gym
you haven't.
now?
You've been running from the show. I'm past caring if Tottenham even win now. I mean, Expressions FC.
Don Robbie is here in
Here
Saudi
we go,
Arabia.
man. Yeah, here we
Come
go.
to take over. Only about your team.
It's not about Man United right now.
When was the last time you even won a game?
We're the second best team in this league. That ain't a disgrace.
Bournemouth versus Manchester United.
I'm sweating, but we're going to win that game.
Yeah, man. Trust me, Saudi Arabia versus Oman.
I got Saudi Arabia, man. They ain't gonna let me down. What an exciting game.
You were rough. That was offside. That was offside.
Saudi #1.
We are here today for the burial of Arsenal's Premier League dream.
Let's start again. Hi, and welcome along to the best of enemies. How you doing, Rob?
How are you, bro?
Well, none of you two can talk to me because at least we challenge for the league.
Yeah.
Arsenal not winning the trophy is your trophy.
So you asked the question.
That's all you've done this season.
What have you done in the
What have
Champions
you
League?
done? You've done nothing.
This season, yeah, Tottenham will win a trophy before Man United.
I'm going to go for 3-1 to Arsenal.
Away from home.
Yeah.
Are we going to get 3 corners?
Al Riyadh, they're taking on Al Nassr today. Big game. One of the biggest games of the season.
You will never even win the Champions League.
Right.
Because we see things you will never see, Robbie.
Do you know how shameless you are, bro? You're supposed to be winning the league, but you're doing a hate along, bro.
This is your fault.
I've been chased by a tractor. You've brought in opera singers. When you say Tottenham, you've got respect on us, blood, yeah?
Depart the room for about the next 5 minutes or so.
How?
Because we're going to talk about the Champions League.
Emotional.
Who would have thought a Tottenham fan, a Manchester United fan, and an Arsenal fan would get along? Well, sometimes.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swipe right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.
Yes, people, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome back to Live at 5. We're here 5 till 6 p.m. every single weekday to cover all the latest news around in the Premier League. And as you may have seen just there, we're sponsored by Rocket Mobile. And Clinton is with me today, and I've got a great deal for you, my friend. Got a fantastic deal to let you know about. It's brilliant. It's unlimited calls, unlimited texts, unlimited data, and wait for it, and as the viewers know, 20 gigs to use in the EU, all for free. As in all included, sorry, for £16 a month. Wow. Only £16 a month. Oh my God. For a rolling 30-day sim, so everything included, or for just £16 a month plus. Plus, I tell you, Clinton, plus perks. Oh. Plus extra content. Oh. And other prizes. What? As soon as anyone makes that switch. So either scan the QR code, bottom right-hand side of your screen, or at the end of the video if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description or the live chat to learn more. I loved it. I have to find other ways to try and get this read and make it more exciting. Because if I do it every single day without just saying the same stuff every time, I feel like everyone will get bored of it. So I'm trying to find other ways to, make it fun and exciting. It is You've done the job. You've done the job. I can't. It's also a great. It's just a great deal. But someone who's not having a great deal at the moment. We may as well get straight into it. It's Pep Guardiola. So I don't. Did you watch? Did you watch any of the games last night?
I did, and I've seen the outcry after. He always keeps getting asked, "Why have you only won one Champions League in however long you've been there?" And he obviously doesn't have the greatest of answers for that. But I think it's kind of. I don't know why they keep getting onto Pep, because he's done a great job in English football, let alone at Man City. He's kind of reshaped how English football is, right?
Sure.
Yeah, like even your guy, Sir Alex Ferguson, only won 2 Champions Leagues in 26 years he was there. So go on.
Acknowledge that.
Give him a bit of grace. Come on.
Yeah, but the thing is, the news that's coming out now, so obviously they lost 3-0 in the first leg, and Raul was sat in this very seat 2 weeks ago going, no chance, guys. No chance, guys. No chance, guys. We're done. 4-1 City, blah, 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 blah. They won 3-0 in the first leg. Valverde scored a lovely hat-trick. Second leg comes along. It's like, is it time for the remontada? Are they going to remontada? We've seen comebacks. We saw Bodo Glimt get put past them, literally just hours before that game. But then City go 1-0 down. Their captain gets sent off. They do get a consolation goal, but Vinny then misses about 5 chances, scores another before the end of the game, and they get royally dumped out this competition. And now, according to the Daily Mail, according to one of their good journalists, the plan is now for Pep Guardiola to go away on Monday. This is after the Arsenal, so the Carabao Cup final coming up on Sunday. On Monday, he's going to go away and think about what is best for him and what is best for City at the end of this season. So he does have 1 more year in his contract. And I've seen some of the comment sections going, why are you always talking about Pep leaving? But because it's not me. I'm just talking about it because I want it to happen, even though I think it would be great for me, as a Man United fan, if Pep Guardiola was to finally leave. But it's because it's a genuine point of conversation. Because also the conversation I'm always having with Abby is, do City failing this season, let's say Arsenal beat them on Sunday, which I personally think I think they will. I think Arsenal will win that game because City just looks so poor and so dire. They've not won in, a couple of weeks. They just look really off it. I don't know if Bernardo Silva is... I don't know, he will be because it's the European he's suspended for, isn't he? But to me, I feel like, and the question I always ask people is, does City failing make Pep more or less likely to leave?
I don't think so. Is it really City failure though? Because
let's say they don't win a trophy this season. They're out. They're in the FA Cup still. They've got Liverpool in the FA Cup next week, quarter final. They've got City in the Carabao Cup final. They're out the Champions League and they're not winning the Premier League. So if they were to lose to Arsenal and or Liverpool, then maybe they'll pick up one of those domestic trophies. But considering that Pep Guardiola spent 350 million pounds in the last 12 months, got Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world, on his team. They brought in Donnarumma, they brought in Mark Gay, they brought in Semenyo. I would argue that one domestic cup at max is a bit of a failure of a season for City.
Is it though?
Not won in the league in a couple of years as well at that point.
Yeah, but again, it just goes back to how much stuff has he won over the time period that he's been there. He is allowed to have a blip every now and then. He's not going to win it back to back to back. I mean, again, going back to your Lord and Saviour, Alex Ferguson, or Sir Alex, sorry. How many times did he win the Premier League?
Apparently it's 500 million in the last 12 or so months.
Yeah, it might be 500 million, but again, Arsenal spend a fair bit. And again, sometimes they don't win leagues and all the rest of it now. So... And Arteta's still in the job, so I wouldn't say it's an absolute failure. Yes, he might need to go back and reevaluate where he's at and who he needs to bring in and all the rest of it now. But Pep Guardiola, failure? That doesn't it doesn't mesh together well. It doesn't sit together in my soul.
This season surely has been so underwhelming for Man City because they weren't anywhere near it last season in the league. Liverpool ran away with it. Arsenal were the closest, I guess, contenders. But by November, it was kind of like Mo Salah's on crazy form. Liverpool have got this... Not got it in the bag, but they would pull so far ahead. This season as well, obviously City have been closer to Arsenal at points, and they are 9 points off with a game in hand, so maybe 6 points in hand if they were to win that game in hand against Palace. But again, it's another season of Pep not really challenged for the Premier League title, and the third season in a row of going out to Real Madrid. Who are themselves not in the world's best place and best position, Real Madrid.
I mean, if you're going to go out to a team, it might as well be arguably the best team in the world, right? It's not gone out to
But at the moment, they're not the best team in the world, Real Madrid, are they? They start this. They're getting pumped. One of.
Come on.
One of the big teams. I know. I understand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like the last couple of seasons haven't been near what we knew previously from City. This is a side we're talking about that won a treble a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
And now they've not competed for the league substantially for 2 seasons in a row.
Well, it's credit to all the other teams, right? They've stepped their games up. Look at Liverpool, like you said, really stepped their games up. Arsenal now, they've invested a hell of a lot of money now. Even in the Champions League, we're going to that. PSG have invested a lot. I mean, look how long it's taken PSG to get to where they are now. It's not happened overnight. So I just think to myself, it's not really a failure. He might come back stronger. If he stays in the job, he might get bored. He might get bored of the whole Man City project. I mean, he's been there, done that, pretty much won everything, albeit not as often as people may think. So it might be a case of, what's next for me? I've done the whole Manchester City thing. I've won the Premier League how many times? I've won the Carabao Cup so many times. I've only won the Champions League once. Yeah, cool. But at the same time, he might fancy something different. He might fancy a different project. Look at all the teams that he's gone to. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. Hardly struggle teams, are they? So he might think to himself, you know what? Let me try a project where we don't have all the luxuries in the world, where we don't have all the players that I can choose from in the world. He might fancy something different. He might pass on to someone else.
So we talked about this a little bit, and I was thinking, I'm thinking maybe England are looking at post-Tuchel for Pep, because Pep won't manage Spain. because he's previously declared, I'm not Spanish, I'm Catalan. So I feel like that's kind of that bridge that's not going to happen unless it's a whole that's a whole thing, political situation that we probably shouldn't get into. But basically, it feels like he's not really going to manage Spain, and I feel like he's got such an affinity with England, having been at Man City, been one of the Premier League's best ever managers. Obviously, he has been. He's got so many Premier League titles, and I'm kind of thinking it may if Pep Guardiola is going to step away now. If he was to, so he's stepping away, obviously international break on Monday, starts on Monday. He got the cup final against Arsenal on Sunday. If Man City win that game or if Arsenal win that game, do you think that game specifically will have a big effect on his thinking or not? So let's say they lose that. Is he going to go, I can't bow out like this one more season? Or if they win it, is he going to go, you know what? I've got them a trophy in their last season, leaving them in a decent place. I'm now going to step away.
I think, he has to go out on a high. You can't have a career like Pep Guardiola's had at Man City and then go out to Arsenal, albeit who've had a great season, as much as it pains me to say it. But you can't go out and say, oh, by the way, haven't won nothing in my final season. Yeah, cheers for the memories, lads. And I'm going to, put my feet up in the England job. Because he's quite young still, isn't he? Like, I still feel
55, yeah.
In terms of managerial...
that's 10. Like Roy Hodgson was managing it in his mid-60s.
Exactly. So I still feel that's quite young to be taking on the national job, especially in a country that you're not from as well.
But national managers are getting younger anyway. Look at Nagelsmann. He's 38 or something, 39 managing Germany. It's not like Tuchel's in his dying days. He's picking up England.
Yeah, I just can't see it.
But like, what other club does Pep go to? Let's say he were to leave City. Does he maybe take a step? Because obviously, as you mentioned, obviously he's had Barcelona, where he had the best player of all time, and just obviously he had 3 or 4 or 5 of the best players in the world in his one team. Bayern Munich, where Bayern Munich have they've got Germany on lock, but then he never managed to win the Champions League with them, which was their goal. Man City, we also what happened at Man City is the next step for him to then go to with all due respect, like a second tier club. And maybe try and prove himself there. Maybe go back to Spain and manage there, or maybe go to France and pick not PSG, for example.
Yeah, right. I think if you're gonna pick up a team, it's either got to be a team in Italy, kind of to complete the 4 biggest leagues in the world, basically,
right.
Or it's a straight money job, an even bigger money job, and go to Saudi. It's one of those, isn't it? Let's face facts.
I don't feel like Pep would go to Saudi.
And I'm sure he's not short of the money, but again, at the same time...
I think he's doing okay,
Yeah.
But I know, but if they...
Who's to say no?
Obviously, you never know,
Yeah, you could say it's part of a project. We're here to kind of increase the exposure of this league, even though it doesn't really need it. But those are the only 2 things I can see. Either Italy for a new challenge, like I said earlier, or if you're going to go to Saudi... Pick up that bag. Get that bag, man.
Go and get your rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
I do feel like Pep's more likely to leave if he wins the trophy, if he beats Arsenal. Because if he loses them in the league, but at least beats them in there, and let's say they finish the season strongly, finish them in the Champions League, maybe try and run for the FA Cup. Because if after Sunday, FA Cup will be their only, I think, realistic chance of silverware.
Yeah.
Maybe if he wins them, picks those up, obviously he loves those Carabao Cup was his first trophy.
Yeah.
He's always said how massive that trophy is for kicking on for the rest of the season. Normally, obviously, it happens in...
So what do you reckon? He starts and ends with it? Starts and ends that career with a Carabao Cup? Basically.
Possibly. It's
a nice little bookend, though, isn't it?
It would be a nice bookend, yeah. And then obviously they go out the FA Cup. I mean, I think they'll go through against Liverpool.
Yeah.
You never know what happens in the FA Cup. I think City have got the last 3 FA Cup finals. They beat United, lost to United, and then lost to Palace in the 3 FA Cup finals. But because alternatively, if he doesn't win either of those competitions, that's 2 years in a row with no trophies.
That doesn't even sound right. Manchester City.
It's crazy, isn't it?
No trophies.
For 2 seasons in a row.
2 seasons.
If they were to not win the...
Even we won a trophy last season, which I'll let everyone know.
Oh, really? Did you, Clinton? Wow.
I think you got it right. I think worst case scenario, they bow out with a Carabao Cup. It still feels a bit light, though. I still feel it's kind of like you need a little FA Cup just to kind of bump it up a bit, so at least can bump.
It'd be a bit of a crazy end, wouldn't it, to his City career if he kind of obviously won the treble, broke so many records, centurions, ridiculous amount of the only team in the world to win 4 Premier League titles, the only team to win 4 Premier League titles in a row. Was it 7 in 8 years or something stupid like that, or 7 in 9 years, to then kind of go trophyless for 2 seasons and kind of just leave his contract early. It would be crazy, but not out of the question because it's Pep. Pep just kind of does what he wants. But then if he decides I'm going, City are going to go, cool.
But then if he leaves, who takes over?
I've got no idea.
Because I still feel like they need that box office manager like a Pep, and who's available to do that.
Well, this is the interesting thing about City is obviously having watched United go from Sir Alex Ferguson to just the last decade of just utter craziness, obviously in good and bad in both situations. I don't know if it's better to go with another box office manager, bring in Luis Enrique and just try and hit the ground running or someone like that, for example, or go the other way and maybe take someone that isn't as high profile and accept that you might take a step back for a season or 2 and then rebuild from there because their squad's young. A lot of their squad is quite young. A lot of their senior players are going to be leaving the next few. Like Bernardo Silva, heavily linked with Juventus at the end of this season. Ruben Diaz seems, he's not going to be as good as he was. Rodri is obviously still a great player, but he is declining. He will be moved on probably in the next couple of seasons. They've got a young squad, which may be better to go with a slightly younger. They were linked before he joined us. They were Ruben Amorim was lined up as a possible replacement. But I think that kind of maybe might show the way that they're.
I think they're too far into their journey to have a young manager. I mean, the only young manager I can think of off the top of my head would be Cesc Fabregas, maybe. And I still think he's quite young into his journey.
You got young managers. You got Fabregas, Nagelsmann as well. Obviously, he's
Enzo Maresca. People saying that he might be
Maresca, and obviously before he kind of stayed with Arsenal, but Arteta was linked, routinely linked with a possible move back to City. And also, I wouldn't put that out. I wouldn't put that on the cards straight from Arsenal to City.
Nah.
But
that would be worse than Sol Campbell. That would be. You've gone and won the league and then you're going to your arch rivals afterwards.
Yeah, and then gone and won the league. I don't. Arteta wouldn't go. But also, one of the comments Diego said Company as well. Obviously, Company signed a new deal with Bayern Munich. Mid-season this season, I think he signed a new deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if. Maybe Pep I wouldn't be surprised if, let's say, they lose these finals, Pep stays one more season, tries to win the league or tries to win something, go back in the Champions League, try and get past Real Madrid for once, then steps down at the end of his contract, and then maybe they're bringing someone like Vincent Kompany in.
Yeah.
At the end of next season, so in the summer of 2027.
That makes more sense. A clean break on a high rather than going out on a whimper.
End of contract also feels like a much cleaner break.
Yeah.
Signing a 3-year deal 2 years ago and then ending it after 2 years.
Yeah, you can't have the career that Pep Guardiola had and then just go out on a Carabao Cup. That's impossible. That's insane. So again, one more season, sign probably whoever they want to sign basically, and then go again. That's probably the reason why he's had his arm around Sandro Tonali every single time we've played him. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
next one.
Yago Gomez 729. Thank you for super chat, by the way. Says big up the panel from Sweden. Come on, you Gunners. Well, you're the only English team through to the next round of the Champions League at the moment. They are not. English teams are not representing. We'll get the fit. I've checked. Apparently, there's a 97% chance that no matter what happens, the English teams are still going to get this coefficient thing for the 5th place thing. So even if English teams get knocked out, it seems fine. But another team who's obviously not had it great is Chelsea. God, you hate to be a Chelsea fan, do you?
I see what you done there.
We had Don on yesterday, and he was. I've never seen a more dejected man in my life at the time.
Oh gosh,
he stood there just kind of just going, I'm done after 5 minutes. Well, Karius
really
scored almost immediately, but Don was fuming. But what's come out of the game that's interesting? As you mentioned just before we went live, the Liam Rossini memes.
Oh, they're generational.
Why are you passing a note to Garnacho at 8-2 down? What are you telling your winger at 8-2 that you couldn't have told him at half time or at 7-2 or 6-2 or 5-2? Crazy, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
It's mental.
I'm just loving this right now. I think we've obviously played our part in it. We beat them on the weekend, just gone.
Yeah, by the way, big up. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
that's huge for us.
You're welcome.
You took 3 points off us, so it's only fair you take them off them as well.
Nah, to be honest, I knew he was going to do it because they're in free-fall right now. The way that they're defending is crazy, man. Off the back of that first PSG result, I thought to myself, yeah, they're looking very shaky. And then overall, I know we only beat them 1-0, but at the same time, it felt convincing. Yeah, I think their main option was to bring Liam Delap off the bench, and I've seen that. I was like,
Delap and Garnacho.
Liam Delap is
How have you...
That's your main
How have you ended up in that situation?
Exactly.
You're like 4 years into this project.
You're big Chelsea, and your main thing is to bring Liam Delap as your saviour and Garnacho.
Got one goal. I think Delap's got one league goal.
That's what I'm saying. When I seen him linked with us, I was like, no, we do not want that. We've already got failing strikers.
Well, at the time, I was quite for it because he was good at Ipswich, and for 30 million quid, I was like, buying as someone, yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. Good for Ipswich. You know, some players are just good for that sort of level, but when you're trying to make the next grade up,
I kind of get what you mean. Like, it's understanding who can make the jump.
Yeah.
Brian and Boomer, you think, he can make the jump.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe someone like Liam Delap is more in the ilk of
Everton.
Or like Zaha, for example. When Zaha was at Palace,
yeah,
I don't know if Zaha would have been able to thrive in a team such as, because obviously he was heavily linked with Arsenal for a long time, Zaha was. But he ended up staying at Palace, and the Palace cult hero, one of their best ever players. But at Arsenal, I don't know if he'd have the same rest of his career. I don't know.
The thing is with Liam Delap, I don't know if he's mobile enough to actually like fit into Chelsea's system formation.
Well, considering how good Pedro's been versus obviously they're such different players.
Yeah.
But in terms of like Chelsea players, it's one of the things that's come out is it's so kind of is Enzo Fernandez. Have you seen what he said? So Enzo Fernandez, he was asked about his future or whether he can guarantee he'll stay at Chelsea. Obviously, he's got a contract and he's got one of those penitentiary contracts. He's 2032 is when his contract
2032?
2032.
Huh?
Yeah, it's mad. He signed like an 8-year deal a couple of seasons ago. But then he said, can you guarantee, he was asked, can you guarantee that you'll stay at Chelsea this summer? And he said, I don't know. There are 8 games left and the FA Cup. There's a World Cup and then we'll see.
You're giving a big we'll see to Chelsea. Bearing in mind,
am I right in saying he's Chelsea's captain? He is Chelsea's club captain, isn't he?
I think so, but more to the point, like, am I being ignorant here? But about 3 or 4 years ago, we didn't even know who he was. Yes, he had that. What was in the World Cup is where he got spotted, but I think.
Oh no, Reece James is their club captain. Obviously, I think Enzo does take the armband a couple of times when James is injured.
But again, go back to my point. I'm sure 3 or 4 years ago we didn't even know who Enzo Fernandez was, and then he obviously had that good run, got signed for a whole heap of money, and now. What, you don't know if you're going to stay at Chelsea or not? Wow.
Yeah, well, because he was in the Argentinian league. Benfica then bought him, and then 6 months after Benfica bought him, Chelsea then signed him for about 102 million quid.
Yeah.
And then he's now been there for like 3 or 4 seasons.
But wasn't it off the back of the World Cup, right? That he had that good World Cup, and then.
Possibly, but I just remember him being linked to so many clubs when he was at Benfica.
Yeah.
But I also remember him not being at Benfica for that long at all.
Nah.
Very, very quick from Argentina, Benfica, national side, Chelsea.
Yeah. Apologies if I got my timeline wrong, but again, it just feels like this is very left field. But again, like,
do you think maybe he's not good enough to be saying things like that?
It's not good enough. I feel like there's a bit of loyalty that needs to be shown. Like I've had it with my player, Sandro Tonali, and obviously what we've gone through with him in terms of like, you know, you've gone through the whole betting scandal thing. We paid you during that period of time, and now you're coming out flirting with Arsenal, flirting with Man City, and all the rest of it now. I feel there's an element of that really. Like, come on, know your place a little bit. Like, there's a right time to say that. Like, you could have easily just said, we'll see, or you could have just, you know, lied to the media, which all players do, and said, yeah, I'm fully committed to the cause and all the rest of it now, rather than coming out and saying, I don't know at the end of the season. You don't know, where your club's going through turmoil at the moment, and you're saying you don't know if you're going to be here, and you know you've signed an 8-year contract. That's why I say all these contracts, they're not even worth the paper that they're written on sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
I just find the contracts weird because there's so many players at Chelsea at the moment. I think it's a bit of a perception thing. Obviously, I think these players, like, it's very easy when teams are losing to go, oh, they clearly don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously, I've had at United a number of times. It was like, we signed Cunha, and after we lost a couple of games in December, people were like, oh, Cunha clearly doesn't care, blah, blah, blah. He's just there for the money. Or like previously, a lot of players, it's very easy to just go, look at him, and blame and blame and blame. I do think as well, it is slightly unfair of a question to ask a player immediately after getting pumped 8-2 over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Like, because it's also just not what they're thinking. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a professional footballer. I don't know it with complete certainty. But like, if you lose 3-0, I'd be annoyed about losing 3-0 or for 8-2 over 2 legs. And if someone goes, "Are you going to stay for blah, 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 blah," and I'm just like, bro, I don't know. Leave me alone. I do. It's a very catching out question.
I hear it, but that's what the media's doing nowadays, right? I mean, like,
it's what's always happened. Part of me does think
even more so now. It's more like shock media. But like going back to what we were talking about before about Pep Guardiola, he got asked if you know, do you kind of decide? Do you think your career's been a failure because you've not won more than 1 Champions League? It's like, hold on a minute. Off the back of we're just being dumped out by Real Madrid, arguably one of the better teams in the world. And then you ask me that, like, hold on a minute, guys. Have a bit of decorum here. Like, think about what I have won and what I've brought to the table rather than the failures. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same with that aspect of it. So
it's whenever I do hear players talk about the future being like, I don't know, I always do take it with a bit of, they're not saying yes, but it just because they've not said yes doesn't mean that the answer isn't most likely
honest,
yes.
They all don't know. They all don't know, though, to be fair.
Yeah, who
again,
knows?
You know, they could get a better offer from X, Y, and Z company, and then or X, Y, Z club, before you know it, you're off. Like, it's the same with normal people in working life, right? We could all be doing this right now, but if said other broadcaster, which we never do, by the way, will come along and offer us X amount more to do what we love, then of course we're probably going to consider it, right? So we've got to sometimes bear in mind that these footballers are human beings at the same time, and they do what.
And I also think two things can be true. I remember the reports with Mbumo when we were linked to him, and it was obviously he said, I want United. But also reports came out and said if he doesn't work this summer, he's happy to stay at Brentford for another season. So you could want to. He basically goes, I want to move to Manchester United, but also if I stay here this summer and we figure it out next summer, then we'll figure it out next summer. Like, and case could be with Enzo. He could say, I like Rafinha. I still believe in this project, but I'm happy to stay. But also, if Barcelona were to come calling, if Real Madrid to come calling, Bayern Munich come calling, I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Like as you're saying, like it makes sense to always consider it and not necessarily overcommit and say yes instantly. But I think, that's enough about yesterday's games. We've got the big games tonight, and obviously Newcastle is the early. Eddie Howe currently speaking. I'll get his quotes up as soon as I can on the screen, so obviously we can't hear him speak. But 5:45 kickoff away against Barcelona, and you were happily, but obviously the only team to hold it down last week. Really and truly the only team to hold anything down last week.
Arsenal did all right. But yeah.
Arsenal weren't great last week. This week, like obviously they've done the business to Eze's goal, by the way.
Ooh, what a rocket.
What a finish
What a rocket. Screamer.
It was really annoying me that he held the wrong side of his shirt afterwards. Did you see it? He scored the lovely goal and he went to go and hold the Arsenal badge, but he was holding the Adidas. He was there doing Adidas. I was like, this is really irking me.
It's great promo.
Great finish. Declan Rice as well with a lovely, lovely goal. Like Scott McTominay-esque finish is what I called it, because it's what it was.
But shoehorn him in there.
Look, because it is. It's quintessential. Look, Serie A Player of the Year last season.
Yeah.
Top 30 in the Ballon d'Or. It's very, very Scott McTominay goal. But obviously Ramsdale's still in goal, which I know you'll be very pleased about.
Yes.
Trippier, Thiaw, Dan Burn and Hall back four. Again, what you expected, isn't it? Realistically.
Nearly, because Livermento's back now, and against Barcelona, I might have gone with Livermento, but I can see why
against Rafinha.
Yeah, but I can see why Trippier had a fantastic game in the first leg, so I can see why.
I think he dealt with Cunha quite well in the second half against us.
There you go.
He was just he outfought these players.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
And then midfield three: Tonali, Joelinton, Ramsey, with a front three of Barnes, Gordon through the middle, and Alanga. So no Asula this time.
Yeah.
So no, you weren't massively happy with Asula starting in the first leg.
No,
he's not starting the second leg. Gordon's back through the middle. He's clearly not ill anymore. Wayne Rooney can chill out.
Chill, Wayne.
Wayne Rooney and Roy Keane can chill out now. Gordon's back. He's starting. But again, it's the same as always with Newcastle. I guess it's just like pace. It's pace, power, and kind of brute force
and press. Yeah. That I'm pretty happy with that lineup. It's to be predicted. In goal, Ramsdale makes sense. No Nicholas Pope, thank you very much. Back four, like you said, I'm glad we're actually going for a back four rather than a back five, because I feel like when we do a back five, albeit against Chelsea, we went into a back five in the last 10 minutes of the game. I feel like we kind of suppressed too deep, and against Barcelona, they'll find a way. They'll find pockets, whereas a back four allows us to have that extra man in midfield. Midfield pretty much picks itself. No Bruno, no Lewis Miley. So again, Joelinton, Tonali, and of course Jacob Ramsey. And then, like you said, up top, pure pace, and that's the way to catch him out. I mean, Gordon, he's our top goal scorer at the moment in all competitions, and he has to be starting up front, albeit he's a winger, but at the moment he's just finding the back of the net here, there and everywhere, so it just makes sense. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm not as nervous as people might think, because again, we're going against Barcelona. Remember when we did the watch along
last week?
Yeah. No, in fact, when the results came out, remember for this round.
Yeah.
And you remember well. Yeah.
You put it on your Instagram story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even his story. You just put it on Instagram.
But you obviously thought, easy tie for Barcelona, and so far it's not really proven to be that. We've got a draw, albeit we should have got a win at home. And yeah, let's see what this tie brings. I still think we're going to go through. I'm predicting us to win narrowly, but I have faith.
Like a 2-1 or
a 2-1 or 1-0. Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
The one stat I will give you is, I think what I saw is that Barcelona, since going back to the new camp, because obviously, well, you can see it's still under construction, the top couple of the top tier, but they're back in the new camp now. And since they've gone back to the new camp in the league, they've won 11 out of their 11 games, scoring at least 3 in all of those 11 games, I believe. So away from home, especially away from home against English sides in the Champions League, we saw it against Chelsea, saw it against you, poor. They've been poor. They got Yamal got locked up really, really easily both times round. But at home, it's been different gravy. And obviously, I think Barcelona being at home, having the advantage second leg will make it very tough for you.
Yeah, they make it.
How I see it.
Listen, they might make it tough, but did any of those times did they come up against Lewis Hall?
No. I think you're right. Very
Lewis
much.
Hall locked up Yamin Lamal easily.
I agree.
And again, if you can do the same thing tonight, then again, that's one of their danger men stopped. And then if Joe Linton has the game that he had in the first leg, that's Pedri stopped. So there's, as much as we all want to wax lyrical about their players and all the rest of it, and glaze all over their players and all the rest of it, but we've got players too, and we can hurt them on the counter-attack. That's the reason why we've gone with this pace in attack. Alanga on one side, Gordon through the middle, Barnes on the other side as well. We've got pace, we've got players. Yeah, I'm backing our players, man.
No, I think you've got every right to be able to see how Newcastle. I can see how Newcastle can win this game. Barcelona are temperamental.
Yeah.
I think they may be top of the La Liga at the moment. They also got smoked by Atletico Madrid earlier on this year. You beat them comfortably. They got smoked by Chelsea a couple months back. They think every right for both teams to be going, I can see where we can win this game, and also I can see where we can lose this game.
Yeah.
Newcastle, the way you lose this game is just Barcelona's overwhelming quality if they can actually get it done. Like Lewandowski up top, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Pedri, Cancelo, Eric Garcia. They've got great players all across the pitch. As Doyle was saying last week, he was like, the quality is just there. But at the same time, if they're not on form, which they haven't been at points in the season, there is so much scope for Newcastle to go and grab it. But I do want to ask you about Tonali. Because you referenced it before. There's a lot of reports going on at the moment. You talk about the loyalty and things. Aside from the links to either, obviously my side United or to City or to whoever, do you think Newcastle will be able to hold on to him this summer? Or do you think it's going the way of the club might just agree at a certain price, a certain figure to let him go, maybe to avoid another Alexander Isak situation, for example?
I think personally it's all dependent on moments like tonight. If we can get through tonight, albeit against a good Barcelona side, then it shows that we're moving in the right direction. We're moving in the right direction. We can contend with the big boys in Europe, and that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Like he's made no secrets about wanting to play in the Champions League, and he is playing in the Champions League now, albeit if he does leave us, he probably would want to go to a Champions League team. But if we can contend with Champions League teams like Barcelona, then why would you want to move? Like, you're appreciated at the club, you're lauded at the club. Like,
obviously the club gave him a lot.
We looked out for him again.
I remember
when he went through the whole betting scandal thing.
But
again.
also I remember before that, it was when
crazy.
you signed him from AC Milan, and I've never seen, when you're showing him around the training ground and stuff, and then all the memes came out about how dejected he looked.
Yeah.
I think initially he didn't necessarily want to leave AC Milan, did he? It was I think they had to sell him.
But at the same time, since then he's
become a Premier League, one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. And we've taken care of him. Like I said, the whole betting scandal thing, we took care of him in that aspect, because really and truly, we didn't really need to go to the lengths that we went through for him. Obviously, like, he's our player, he's part of the family and all the rest of it now. So I think the respect needs to be shown in both ways. I think the whole agent scenario, it's a bit distasteful, if I'm being honest. Like, you've got a job to do at your club here. Why is your agent, who works on behalf of you, by the way, like, why does he keep talking all the time? Like, surely Tonali can say, you know what, calm down a little bit, just relax. Like, let's focus on the season. It's not like he's a unknown entity and nobody knows about him. Everyone knows about Sandro Tonali because he's playing in the top league in the Champions League. So I think relax. If you're gonna go, just do it the right way and don't do an Isak. Like, you've learned, you can see how your prior teammate went out. Don't do it that way. Just go about it the right way. If you want to leave, do it the right way by knuckling down, hopefully helping us get to a European place, and then hopefully winning something.
Give the best, and then maybe have an agree, and have
a bit of respect.
Because
for
I
the team.
think the big thing with Isak, was, I think, what went wrong with that whole situation. I remember saying it so many times last summer. It wasn't necessarily that he wanted to leave, but it was that he didn't necessarily make that clear quick enough. It came out being like Isak was happy to stay, and Liverpool were like, okay, maybe we won't bid for you. And Newcastle were just like, sweet, okay, we'll take your word for it. Like maybe if he'd said,
it's not even that,
maybe
mate.
if he'd said to Newcastle respectfully, if a club like Liverpool were to come in, can we please be sensible here? But he didn't. He wasn't. Then he panicked and went towards the end of the window and went, hold on a second. No, I do want to go. And Newcastle went, why didn't you tell us that 2 months ago then?
Nah, I hear what you're saying. It's not even that, though. It's more like he made out like we was holding him to ransom, and then it's the not turning up to training in Spain, not playing in the opening games.
I think he started doing that.
All of that stuff.
He thought Newcastle would maybe just roll over or just go, oh, you want him? Yeah, cool, yeah, have it.
But we don't have to.
And they didn't.
That's
Whereas now, I think with Tonali, because obviously I'm very interested in the Tonali situation, being that we're closely linked with him. So what it is, our midfield shortlist, from reports, it seems to be Anderson, Tonali, Wharton, Belieber. In like our order of list. But Anderson is, unfortunately, I'm totally convinced he's going to Man City, and it's going to do my head in because I love him as a player. I think Anderson is the best out of that.
I don't know, because I think he still might come home, If, look,
to Newcastle?
Yeah, because again, if Tonali goes...
Have you got the funds?
Whoa, if we sell Tonali, of course we'll have the funds.
If you sell yeah, maybe.
If we sell Tonali, then it's a no-brainer. We go for Elliot Anderson. Hold on, you didn't really want to leave us in the first place.
Can you compete with Man City to signing Elliot Anderson?
But we have more of a pool there. It's not just like a random player. He's from the area. He came from us. It's a no-brainer. It's not like we're Newcastle of old, where you're going back to relegation zone Newcastle. No, we're going back to Champions League playing Newcastle. So again, you're in the same competition as Man City. Essentially, we're looking to still progress up the table. Remember, our CEO only 2 months ago said that in 4 years' time, he wants to be competing with the likes of Man City. So we're not a million miles away. So it's not a case of like, I don't want to go back to Newcastle and just be doing mid-table mediocrity. No, he could come back to Newcastle and then be a mainstay in the team. Bearing in mind, we sold him because he wasn't even getting into that team at the time.
But let's say you don't. So I feel like, with all due respect, I don't think you're not going to be in the Champions League next season, obviously, unless you win. I think getting into the spots is a little too far for you at the moment.
Our best bet is obviously to win the
Champions League.
Yeah, which is mental.
Which would be ridiculous. I say it in the best way. It would be insane.
No, it is.
That would be utterly mental.
It is.
But and then Elliot Anderson, if we're going to talk, because he will be going this summer. If you're going, we're in the conference, but we're aiming to go up there, whereas Pep Guardiola's going, we want our Prem trophy back. Like, it's the same reason Semenyo went to City over United, because we're aiming to win the league in 2028 or 2029. Pep Guardiola's going, I want it now. Semenyo went, that one.
No, but that's different. You're talking about Semenyo, who has no ties to Bournemouth, whereas you've got Elliot Anderson, who has clear ties to Newcastle. He's from the area, so that plays into the part. It's the same thing like now everyone's discovered Lewis Hall now. Everyone seems to forget, like, Lewis Hall has ties to Newcastle. Like, his dad's from the area.
He's a Newcastle fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fan as well. So again,
that's
part of the reason why he's come to the club now. So now everyone's discovered how good he is because he locked up Lamine Yamal. So now it's like, we're going to get Lewis Hall next season. No, you're not. Not that easy anyway. So it's the same with Elliot Anderson.
Staying for at least another season.
At least.
Because also he's got so much time on his side.
Yeah, he's young, and again we're ambitious as well. We're moving with the times, so it's not a case like I said. If we were mid-table, then I would get it. But at the same time, no, we're pushing for the same areas that our rivals are. So it's not going to be easy as
one of our regulars, Ronnie Dodge, sent a super chat because he wants to remind you that we took your planned front three with no European football.
Okay, and how did that work? How did that work out, Ronnie?
Well, them three?
Yeah.
Loving them. We're third.
What?
Šeško's got 8 goals in 10 games, mate.
He's got more than Voltemada?
Yeah.
No?
In the league he does, I think. I think he's got more goals than Voltemada in the league now.
You sure?
9 league goals.
I think Voltemada's got the same. So, again, you could go on about that, but at the same time, we beat you with that same front three.
How's Alanga going over in Bumo?
Listen, we still beat you with them front three. Remember, I kept seeing...
Yeah, but we beat you.
No.
We also beat you.
Hold on. Because again, before the game, you're saying, at least Newcastle fans will get to see this front three, albeit for the other team or something worse to that effect. We then beat you.
Oh, yeah, I got so many likes.
Exactly.
I got so many likes.
There you go.
Like 15K or something.
There you go. So, hold that.
But either way, I think Tonali I can see going. because of the immediate promises. I get your arguments with the Elliot Anderson thing, but I do think if another side, such as Man City, specifically Man City, actually, were to push really hard for it, I think you would have to rely and hope massively on the pull of him being Newcastle, but also ex-Newcastle. You did also sell him. I know he's like PSR.
Yeah, we had to.
35-ish mil, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is a rip-off.
Yeah, which was mad because, Forest did that one. They did very well with that one. But I do think overall, I can see Yes, so with those guys, I can go, I think Anderson going to City, most likely. Then I can see us pushing really hard for Tonali, maybe getting over the line. Wharton feels so Liverpool-coded for me. For me, he screams Liverpool.
You love to write us off, man. All three. What, you're saying none of those three will end up at Newcastle? Tonali won't stay with us. You're saying Anderson won't come home, and then Wharton is off to Liverpool.
Wait, are you linked with Wharton?
I'm just saying, we've got to have... Out of the three...
Selling Tonali, I agree. You can compete financially for the signings.
Yeah.
But about the immediate promise of Champions League football, and especially if Pep Guardiola was to stay, the lure of Pep Guardiola is crazy.
Bro.
But playing under Pep,
as a
midfielder, there you go, Rodri's successor. We're going for Champions League next season. We're going for Prem next season. We're going for this and that next season.
But what do you think we're doing next season? What do you think we're just making up numbers?
Well, you're not going for Champions League next season. You're not competing for the league title next season.
Listen, our CEO came out and said we're going to be competing 4 years' time. We're not going to just let 4 years' time go by.
But then also, Sir Ratcliffe said we're competing in 2028.
I don't listen to you lot, man.
That doesn't make it true.
But we've got funds. We've got funds. I don't know about Sir Jim Ratcliffe's funds and the rest of it.
You have the funds maybe that all the other clubs have. So
really? No.
City have funds. Bro, United have funds. Newcastle have
we're
funds.
richer than all of them. You know that, right?
So why were you having to sell players?
Because we had to balance books. We don't really have to do that now.
But all clubs have to balance books. So it doesn't matter if your owners.
We don't have to do that now. We sold Isak and we still have money left over. And then again, the later we go through in these Champions League rounds,
80 million on Voltemada and Vissel.
I know, but we still have money left over. And the later we go into Champions League rounds, it's still looking good for us. So again, we gain money through that. I don't know if you know about that. You've been a while since you've been in Champions League.
I've got no idea. But what is European football anyway, man?
Exactly. Anyway, it's not going to be that easy. Just a pry Tonali from us and then send Elliot Anderson that way, and we're going to just end up midfieldless. It's not going to happen like that. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, we'll see. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm not saying that you won't put up a fight for it. In the same way that I don't think you'll qualify for the Champions League, but I'm not saying that it can't happen. Obviously, 6 points off top 5?
We're 2 points off that second Europa Conference League place. So again,
7th. Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
And I think it's 6 points off top 5.
There you go.
Yeah. By the way, Newcastle kicking off against Barcelona soon. We'll find out. Maybe you will get the funds. Maybe Barcelona will take the funds off you in about 2.5 hours time.
Yeah.
We'll see. But obviously 3 other games as well. I mean, Bayern Munich, Atalanta. I don't know how much we need to cover that because Bayern Munich. The only fun thing is, have you seen their goalkeeper situation?
Yeah. What, the 16-year-old could potentially go in goal, right?
Well, it's that's part of it.
Yeah.
Is that their 3 first-team keepers, their reserve keeper, and their under-18s or under-19s goalkeeper are all injured. But then the other thing is German labour laws mean 16-year-olds and under can't play professional sport after 8 p.m. But the game kicks off at 9 p.m. So labour laws prohibit them from starting their only remaining goalkeeper. So Bayern Munich have had to then go and get special dispensation and they've had to get approval from the parents, German FA or German government, and his school doctor.
Crazy.
To all sign off to say that he can play.
I thought he was going to say he can only stay on for the first half and he has to go off in the second
you can't go off.
He's got a curfew.
You can't get home. But that's basically the crazy situation at Bayern Munich. They've had to go and get special permission from his school doctor, his parents, German government, but circumvent labour laws in order to start a goalkeeper tonight. Because I made the joke yesterday, the other thing is they could put Harry Kane in goal. Because if you remember, he went in goal for Spurs a few seasons back.
Oh, okay.
Harry Kane went, it was like 6 years ago, went in goal for Spurs in the Europa League. Conceded a horrible free kick. But they're 6-1 up. They probably could put Kane in goal and they'd be okay.
Yeah.
Realistically. But then the game that I've got such an eye on is Liverpool Galatasaray. I have such an eye on this Liverpool Galatasaray.
Why? Hey, watch.
Partly, but also
a blatant hate watch,
also
innit?
purely from just like an entertainment football perspective. It's set up so beautifully, this game.
What do you think they're going to go out, Liverpool?
Liverpool?
Yeah.
I'd give this game a 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
At home?
Because it's at home, but did you not see them against Spurs?
I know, but at the same time...
These guys, with all due respect to Liverpool, were dreadful. They were dreadful. And Liverpool fans, I think, will admit that as well. Doyle was on the watch along with us, but he will happily admit, FJ as well. Dreadful, these guys against Spurs. Dreadful. And Spurs are bad.
I hear it, but at the same time, it's Galatasaray.
Galatasaray completely did them. Galatasaray should be 2-0 up, by the way.
Should be, but
in the way, they had a goal out for offside, and I still can't work out why.
I know, but it's like I said, it's Liverpool, Champions League, at home, at Anfield. Can you really write them off? I know they've not had the best of seasons.
I'm not writing them off. I'm saying I think genuinely this game can go. I think it's literally completely in the balance because they are at home, but Liverpool have not been great at home of late. Yeah. Sobosai was complaining about fans leaving early. He went in the 80th or so minute. We can see you guys leaving the stadium and it hurts us, or it doesn't help us. I sat there going, "Come on, man."
Mate, it hurts to watch you, though.
Yeah, think about the fans. They're watching you getting done up by Richarlison.
Yeah.
Although relegation Richarlison is different gravy. We all know this. Yeah. Relegation fights, he's crazy.
Yeah.
But I do. If Liverpool play their best, they will beat Galatasaray. But I've not seen Liverpool play their best since they pretty much since they won the league last season. They haven't been at their best at all. Whereas Galatasaray have one of the best strikers in Europe, a 1-goal advantage, and much more confidence going into the game.
So who are you backing for it then?
I don't know.
Oh, sit on the fence.
I would give it to Liverpool slightly, because they are at Anfield, and I've seen too many Anfield comebacks not to know that this club, it's almost what they do.
Yeah,
like,
in this competition especially.
Barcelona won against? They came up against, what was the crazy
AC Milan
Europa League?
AC Milan.
AC Milan, yeah, but that was in a neutral stadium. I'm talking about at Anfield.
No, but I'm just saying, in this competition,
Borussia Dortmund, that was it.
You can't write them off in this competition.
Yeah, I'm not writing them off
that's what I'm
at
saying.
all.
Like, for me, it's a no-brainer. They'll go through, hopefully with us as well, and it'll be 3 teams from England going through.
Crispy Session in the comments says they are the Turkish Brentford. We should be winning. Have you seen how good Brentford are?
What was
Brentford are pushing for European spots, mate.
Exactly. What's the Turkish Brentford?
Turkish Brentford's be compared to Brentford's a compliment.
Yeah, I know you tried to cook
quality.
with that and it didn't quite land there. But
these lot are absolute quality.
Oh,
there you go. Newcastle game just kicked off at the Nou Camp. You know what I always find crazy about Nou Camp is how high the camera angle is.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's basically like a bird's eye view. But we've got Phantom Kaju says the Lulu Newcastle fans will learn their place again. But thank you for the super chat.
Oh, dear.
Big up for the super chat. But yeah, no, with the Liverpool game, I think obviously lineups aren't out yet, so we don't know. But I think it's just that it's that Osimhen battle, especially if they start Konate. They shouldn't start Konate, I don't think, because he got completely ragdolled last week. Konate was all over the shop, and Joe Gomez looked a little better than against Spurs than Konate did against Galatasaray. But it is all Osimhen.
Do you think?
I look at that guy and I go, how are you where you are?
I was going to say, do you think Slot has a career next season? Do you think they might get rid?
If they win the Champions League, then yeah. But I've been saying a few times with Slot, it screams of mutual agreement to part ways. You know that phrase that all clubs use is that it's best for all parties that we go our separate ways.
Could you imagine?
Basically, they go, Slot, we think you probably should leave, but we're not going to fire you. And he goes, well, I feel like you want me to leave now, so I'm going to leave. And then they leave. Oh, interesting.
Come on. Ooh,
there you go. I think it's in Liverpool's best interest to move on.
You think?
Yeah.
After 2 seasons?
Well, because what I've seen from Slot this season is, so last season they played very, very well. Mo Salah had an absolutely bona fide elite one-off season. He was met like we've not seen someone have a season like that. That Salah had in a long, long, long time. That was incredible what he did last season.
Yeah,
that's what won in the league. I think that's what won in the league. Obviously, was Mo Salah. Take out Mo Salah in that team, and they finished nowhere near the top. But then this season, I feel like Slot's been exposed for not having a plan B.
Yeah.
He's still the same kind of new players, same kind of football, etc. And it's always, obviously, it's the age-old adage of, you can't fire a squad, you can't fire club owners, but you can fire a manager. But I just think as well, I don't know how much the squad believe in what Slot's selling them, how they're playing. I know they have injuries.
Ooh, Dan Burn.
Who's that? Is that Dan Burn on the swivel?
That's Dan Burn on the swivel, mate.
What, channeling his inner Eze?
Yeah.
Nonchalant Dan Burn.
Love it.
But I think it's the best because there are some, like Xabi Alonso, for example.
What, you think Xabi Alonso or Steven Gerrard's waiting in the wings?
Oh, not Stevie G.
What?
See what he did at Villa.
I hear it, but at the same time, Stevie G feels that.
What's Stevie G done in his managerial career to warrant being Liverpool manager?
You can say that about a couple of Man United legends.
You say that,
Solskjaer, Carrick.
I get that, but they came in as interim. Right, Solskjaer came in as interim and then broke a load of records, beat PSG, etc. And I still think, yeah, the whole sign the ting thing. Maybe Steven Gerrard, if they fired him tomorrow, Stevie G comes in as an interim, etc. Then maybe he does prove himself. Like, with 8 games to go, but I feel like there are other managers out there who've, like, Cesc Fabregas is one of them. Like,
yeah,
Cesc Fabregas, I know, is on everyone's just lips that he's flavour of the month.
I can't see that would happen. I think it's a toss-up between Xabi Alonso and Steven Gerrard. It makes sense there. 2 former legends there, both looking for work. And I think the Steven Gerrard one has a little bit more legs, just purely because it kind of pulls on the heartstrings. We all do it. We all kind of go to that, that figurehead that's wants to come back to the team. Like I said, with you guys, Solskjaer and Carrick, we had Shearer, and again, these guys, Gerrard's probably their only hope, if you like, in terms of an ex-player coming back to manage.
Xabi Alonso is an ex-player.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but I'm saying out of the two,
Xabi Alonso is a far superior manager to Steven Gerrard.
I know, but again, Steven Gerrard, legendary-esque player for Liverpool, kind of makes sense, right?
I know he's an absolute legend, but I feel Alonso can have the whole, because I do really subscribe to the idea of clubs' DNAs. Like when there was talking about this with Ruben Amorim, and everyone was being like, "What is Man United DNA?" And then Amorim got sacked. We hired Fletcher, and then Fletcher lost to Brighton. Everyone was like, "Oh, well, glad you got your DNA back, guys." Like there is the ethos, DNA, and history is a big thing. Like, it'll be the same at Newcastle. It's the same at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I think someone like Xabi Alonso will be able... He knows it because he lived it big time. He said previously he wants to manage all his previous clubs in Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Liverpool.
Well, he's going through them very quickly, isn't he?
It'll be done by the time we finish streaming.
Yeah.
But I think that it just makes so much sense for Alonso to come in because, as well, it's a young squad. You come in with fresh ideas in the summer. If he's got the entire summer to sign some new players, look at the squad.
No.
Oh, hit that. 1-0.
Oh, my God.
1-0 Barcelona. What was it, Rafinha?
Who fell over, man?
Who fell over?
Who fell over?
That's a fast start.
Flipping hell, man.
What's TikTok saying? Not happy?
Not very good.
Not happy?
No. Big everyone tuned in. Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's kind of the start Barcelona needed. That's a really cool font. That's a really random thing to say.
All right, man. All right. 1-0. All right, let me watch this back.
So what? I mean, that's a nice touch from your Mal.
Oh, it's a Chow. No,
Chow falls over.
It's not that one there. It's too high up anyway.
Multiple slips. That's on the halfway line.
Oh, it's Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall. Oh.
Out of position there. Took his time.
After all that chat, Clinton, about Lewis Hall. Guy doesn't know where he is, what country he's in.
Nah, but it's...
I can't lie. That is also just quality football from... Lovely cutback, lovely feint. Great goal from Rafinha. Oh, people are saying they watered the pitch, apparently. But just back to Liverpool chat, is I just feel like it's a great reset for them and they will play a less stale type of football.
Yeah.
It's stale at Liverpool. It's so narrow. It's all right, Gakpo, do cut in, please. Cut in. Once they've got more options, when they've got other players back, they sign new left winger, Isak back, Isak pre-season. Obviously, you know more than anyone how good he can be with a pre-season and with actual time on the training pitch and ground with players. Isak will be incredible.
Yeah,
I think we are due.
You seen the latest photo of Isak, by the way?
No,
it's like a bum. You not seen
really?
him? Yeah, there's like some leaked photos of him at training or something like that. It looks like a hobo, man. No respect, but he doesn't look like he's...
As in, like, scraggly beard.
Yeah.
All it takes is a trim. I remember, what was it, we came out of lockdown and Borussia Dortmund were the first team to play and Jadon Sancho was on the bench and he looked a bit rough.
Yeah.
All the barbershops were closed. Our comments are saying Lewis Fall. Lewis Fall, crazy. But yeah, I just think it's the right decision. Go on, Ramsdale, come out for that.
Ooh.
Good keeping, very good goalkeeping. I just think it's sensible. I think slots football is stale. The players clearly aren't buying into it anymore. Some new transfers are needed. Over the World Cup is the perfect time to bring a new manager in who's had like 5-6 months out, knows the club, will know a lot of the, have watched a lot of the players and crack on from there.
Yeah.
Rather than another season of this.
No, but again, is it going back to like what we talk about with Guardiola? Do we give him another season? I know obviously Guardiola's got more credit in the bank, but with Slot, it's like you've won the Premier League in your first season. How can people forget that straight away? I know he's had a bad season this season, but the first season was amazing.
I said at the beginning of the season, once they started to drop off a bit, I said winning a league pretty much gives you another season. But it's not. But it's once you win a league title, you need to adapt. This is what I'm saying with Arsenal is the thing that I'm really interested to see next season if Mikel Arteta can do it. You win a league, you've got to change because everyone will just because it was what it was. Liverpool won the league, and then some people worked out with realistically Klopp's team. All they did was sign Chiesa.
Yeah,
that's all they did was sign Chiesa, and then everyone else. But then they lost because they also still had. Last season they had Jota, Diaz. Who else did they have in their squad? They made those were like two of the main two. Obviously, they still had a good Mo Salah. They had a good Gravenberch. Gravenberch has been good this season, but hit and miss. Szoboszlai has been saving them so many times.
Yeah. But they've been playing him at right back,
fallen
right?
off completely, huh?
They've been playing him at right back, right?
Right back, DM, number 8, right wing, and number 10.
He's all over the shop, man.
Yeah, he's been amazing for them. So Szoboszlai is holding it down, but I just think they need to move on like Arsenal. When they win the league this season, they need to change how they play football. They need to adapt it. They need to evolve it. Slot's not done that this season. Slot's got one style of play, and it worked at Feyenoord. Was it Feyenoord? Yeah, Feyenoord.
I still feel like he needs another season. Give him another season.
But then,
even for banter purposes.
What if they sign? what if they make another £150 million in transfers, and then they battle for Champions League again?
Yeah, I guess.
They dropped 450 M's last summer. Drop another 250 M's this summer. And just stay in the same. Don't move.
So look, they won the Premier League in the first season. You can't write it off, man.
I'm not writing off.
I'm just saying, like, for me to totally kind of gloss over that, it's just ludicrous. It's just wild. Like, you won a Premier League in your first season, albeit not having a great season now. So yes, some of the signings have not clicked. Frimpong's been a miss. Kirkes has been a miss. Isak's been a big miss. But I think they need time to gel. I mean, otherwise, what you're going to just keep doing this and just hoping for that same bar every single season. It's not realistic. It's not like even Man City with Pep. It's not realistic that you're going to win something every single season. You need a season to bounce back. Then show me what you like in terms of resilience. Otherwise. Maybe
I know I'm not a Liverpool fan, but maybe I am just being impatient and saying being way too easy to just say, oh, get rid of them, because managers they're almost hired to be fired at some point because they're the one thing that you can always change. You can't change players mid-season. You can't change owners. Like you can't fire an owner. Well, you can, but obviously that's not going to happen because it's the owners, the ones that make those decisions. I do get it, but personally, I think Liverpool would benefit massively from just reset, man. You had Klopp. Post-Klopp ended up working. You won the Premier League. See, one of 8 trophies across the 2 seasons. You won one of them. Great. Not many teams win more than one. I've not seen my team lift a Premier League trophy in 13 odd seasons. But I just think it's such a good excuse to reset, restart, and crack on again. Final game though tonight. Another 8 p.m. kickoff is Spurs Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, that's a foregone conclusion.
Is it an absolute foregone conclusion?
Yeah, we know it is. I mean, Kinski, we was here when we watched it. He had an absolute stinker, didn't he? And no one's seen him since, right? So I was hoping that we'll see Atletico in the next round, but obviously it's not looking likely right now. 1-0 down. Yeah, it's done. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Atletico rested a few key men, or if they just wanted to humble Spurs even more now. Spurs are having an absolute horrendous time of it right now. So,
but could it also be a good game for Spurs like a good game to use something to kind of build off a bit, because it's in front of their own home fans. They are currently 24 matches unbeaten in Europe at home.
Yeah.
Their home record, they've not lost a European home match since 2019. Eagles, obviously, they've got that. They basically won 1-1 against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool 1-1 effectively. Is kind of how I see their winning of it, because that point for Spurs means so much more.
Of course.
Obviously, than it would be otherwise, because every point matters in the relegation battle. But maybe it could be because Igor Tudor is still there, which I find mad.
Yeah.
Don't know why he's still there, but he is still there. Let's say they were to score a couple goals tonight. Let's say they were to, maybe draw 2-2 or even win the game. Not go through, but let's say they did manage to win the game. That could be huge for the rest of their season. So this game could mean quite a lot.
What, in terms of pride, in terms of confidence?
In terms of pride, but then if they lose it,
yeah,
they can also just go, whatever, man. We were already 5-2 down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, their main priority isn't the Champions League no more, is it? Let's face facts. They need to stay in the league. So
yeah,
for me, if I was in their shoes, it might even be a case of just kind of resting players and, focusing on the league. Because if they suffer any more injuries...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it could be rough.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find... Maybe Romero and Van der Ven will be back as well for the next coming game. But Clinton, it's been a pleasure. It's a really fast hour, actually.
Yeah, it's gone...
Really enjoyed it.
Obviously,
you're currently streaming on your TikTok, aren't you?
Yes.
For the What's Wrong for Newcastle game.
Yes, I am. So, again, people follow Clinton Ford on TikTok, or Ford Have Mercy on TikTok. I'm on here right now. And going through it right now as my team is defending their lives.
And also, you'll be joining me at 7:30.
I will be.
Along with Dean and Doyle, I think, for the watch along, to watch all the rest of the Champions League games, obviously from 7:30 till about 10 p.m.-ish. We'll be here live on DR Sports, so make sure to check us out then for the watch along. Apart from then, I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.